Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Dojo here, back with another Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 video, and we're going to actually be doing a CAC customization upgrade video. Now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to go over a really old video that I did a while ago and redo it for 2025 per se, because we have Xenoverse 2 at such a different level now that we have to do everything differently. We have level 160, we're no longer at level 99. All of these old builds that I have, they now have like, you know, new things that we can go over and update for them really quick. Why do I play this? Why do I put this specific outfit on? Why do I put this moveset on? Etc, etc. So the first thing I'll go over is the stats, because you guys always care about the stats. So yeah, here we go. Now these are my stats for my male Saiyan. I will not change it to stats. I know the low health is probably really off-putting for a lot of people, especially because my QQ bang actually lowers my health even further. Now I don't have like Ultra Instinct Goku health or anything where it's just so low it's pathetic, but this is a health that's comfortable for me to fight at. I don't feel like I need any more health. Then again, that's just my style of playing Xenoverse 2. I prefer to have really good damage and a reliable amount of stamina. I don't need to literally be unkillable or like invincible to play the game. But you could, I would recommend maybe, if you're playing a Male Saiyan as well, and obviously you're following the Male Saiyan build, you can lower this Ki Blast by like a ton. You could probably take off like 100 from the Ki Blast Super and just put it into health instead, so you could just have like a real grandiose amount of health. But as a Male Saiyan, you really don't need Ki Blasts or Strike Supers. And now I am a max weight Male Saiyan who's a basic attack Ki Blaster, which sounds dumb because if you're max weight, you should probably go into Strike. But I feel like Strikes don't really complement Male Saiyan combos very well. Male Saiyans have a lot of knockbacks in their combos, really great places to land moves like Kamehameha times 10, Flash Strike, all of these really strong Ki Blasts that we have, Burst Kamehameha. Having combo supers like Burst Kamehameha or like Steel Mirage, all of these really great supers while doing a ton of basic attack is just great, because you do a huge combo that does a ton of damage, and then you follow up with a super attack that also does a ton of damage. Strike supers don't really have that luxury unless if you're using like Time Skip, Jump Spike, I guess, and a few other strike supers. But like I want to have variety when I'm playing the game, you know. I don't want to just be locked up to like, you know, the 5 good strike supers in the game. I want to be able to use at least like the 20 good Ki supers in the game, you know. I say 20, there's probably a lot more, but yeah, you get the drift. So my stamina's at this because this is what your stamina basically needs to be at now if you want to get 2 extra bars of stamina at the level 160 update. Keep in mind, when our level goes higher, every stat gets higher, even our max Ki and our max stamina. So it's no longer just 42 to get a bar of stamina and then 84 to get 2 bars of stamina. It's now 82 to get 2 bars of stamina. Everything's different. So yeah, that's enough of the stats. You guys let me know what your recommendations would be for Male Saiyan stats. I think this is my preferred. The only thing I would do differently, maybe if I was like super tryharding, is probably take some out of Ki and put it into health, so that way I can like survive more stamina breaks or live longer, especially if you combine this with like cancels and counter attacks. Having extra health while having like a counter attack or a cancel just carrying your defense the whole way through the fight, or a super soul or transformation, would be really damn annoying for most people to face. And I will go over this build really quick too. My QQ bang for this, again, I lower my health even further. There's no real advantage to this. You could say it's a really easy or quick way to exploit the Male Saiyan low health gimmick, because when you're on low health with a Male Saiyan, or female Saiyan, any Saiyan in general, right, you'll just do more damage. Now obviously having higher health for this makes more sense, because that means that your low health threshold is much higher, and that's obviously very good. But, you know, there is benefits to having pretty low health as a race that gets stronger while also doing this much damage. You guys can see my QQ bang benefits me in all stats. I would honestly prefer if I lost some strike super damage and I went into Ki Blast super instead, because I don't really use strikes that much, and Ki Blasts again are my preferred damage type. But because my strike super stat is so low, having, you know, a QQ bang that benefits my strike supers, it kind of saves it. You can see this, you consult the chart, alright? If you see the chart here, my basic attack is literally going like outside the border. It's absurd. My strike damage isn't low, like not low at all. It's actually even further than the first like shape you see on the graph, right? It's actually bigger than that. And my blast is really high. So I think I do good damage in all of these stats, right? And it helps, And the Super Soul, obviously, this is my favorite Super Soul in the game. I think this is one of the best Super Souls in the game, and I'll make it really quick because I feel like I tend to rant or go on when I talk about these things. But to me, this is one of the best Super Souls in the game. Only takes 20 seconds to activate, and the moment it does activate, I'm pretty sure M in all attacks is a 10% attack increase to everything, which is great. That's like a third of Beast. L in movement speed is huge. Movement speed is really slept on in this game, but movement speed is also your attack range, if that makes any sense, right? So anytime you go for an attack from like outside the attack range, if you're not like, you know, doing a boost into the attack, your character will do like a short dash before they then actually throw out the punches. This short dash obviously gets sped up and gets more range if you have higher speeds, because with higher speed you cross more distance. And the same thing occurs for your evade. If you're dodging to the side, you're dodging backwards, you're dodging forward, you know, the same animation that makes you do the attack dash is the same animation as your forward dodge. if you do any of these dash animations, not only do you move faster, you also go further. So when you vanish behind someone and they're going for a back hit, having higher movement speed could get you way further away from the back hit when you go for your dash to avoid, you know, the back hit. You'll see this especially on characters like DBS Gogeta, who gets a massive amp when he goes Super Saiyan, the base Gogeta that turns Super Saiyan, transforming Gogeta, right? He is already one of the fastest characters in the game, and he has one of the best evades in the game because his evade is chock full of iframes. And then when he goes Super Saiyan, he gets a Super Saiyan 3 level buff, which is absurd for all of his stats as well as his movement speed. And it makes him so fast that his dodge basically turns him kind of like into God. He's really tough. So I think movement speed is actually a really great stat to have in the game. You'll see female margins take the most advantage out of this because they dash really far because they're so quick. And also key recovery is just great because it means even if the fight is going at a snail's pace, let's say someone is just spamming cancels or just wasting time just spamming key cancels, waiting for you to get stunned or something eventually, you're at least gaining key while it's going on. So it lets you, like, you know, land a super attack when you finally get your hits in, or it lets you, you know, be able to use a counter when you think you're open and the enemy's going for something, or like a move like After Image to just, you know, get out of there. You know, all of that stuff. So having also key recovery, it feels good, especially when you're on a Saiyan. Using Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, you're going to lose key. If you're on Super Saiyan God, you'll gain even more key because key recovery actually benefits based on how much your character's base key regen stat is. So Super Saiyan God gives you way higher like key regen. When you hit someone, you get way more key. And if you have auto key recovery, the auto key recovery also gives you way more key. So stuff like Super Saiyan God and Beast benefit a lot from auto key recovery because, and Potential Unleashed 2 because that gives you higher key recovery as well. All of that stuff is really strong. So to me, this is one of the best Super Souls in the game because it literally works for all classes, all characters. And the also key recovery is extra good for Saiyans because they have the most transformations that are affected by key. So I think this is super duper powerful. And now I will go over my presets. I'll try to be quick with this because this video has gone on long enough. And for this, my first preset, the Burning Swan Burst Kamehameha preset. This is basically my main one. It took me ages to decide what move I actually wanted to like finally wrap this up. I think it'll be Burning Swan. Burning Swan is just great. It's just a forward projectile that comes out really quick. It does really good damage if you have high key blast stats too. So not only can it stun an enemy and eats up key cancels that are being thrown at you, it can also just hit the enemy and just chain into combo damage. Even if you're already punching someone, you can throw out a Burning Swan to extend even more damage into your combo, which is always great. Burst Kamehameha is just, again, a god tier combo attack. Ultrasonic Blitz is the only move I would consider here that's kind of weak, but I have it for the fashion, right? If you don't have a little bit of fun, you'll never live. And if you don't live, you'll never learn. So I like to have Ultrasonic Blitz on, because if I'm super tryharding, I would just put Super Shock God Flash on. And, you know, and that's just too strong. So I don't really need that. Although I won't lie, Super Shock God Flash on this would benefit a lot because I have Burst Kamehameha. Burst Kamehameha again, god tier combo move. And I'm a male Saiyan, so I do a ton of damage after a Burst Kamehameha, frees up the enemy for another combo. And Sign of Awakening is just a really convenient ultimate attack. I think it's laughably quick. People get caught off guard by it all the time, as well as it being a good dodge skill. If you find yourself in a scenario where you don't think you can iframe out of the attack, you could just use it to teleport behind the enemy. So that's just great. Special Cannon Beast, like, that's like a top 5 ultimate attack in the game. It's like really good. It can borderline one-shot too, especially if you're on a Saiyan. It does more damage when you're at low health. And as a Saiyan, when you're at low health, you do more damage. And then if you have Super Souls that also benefit you when you're on low health, or Super Souls that increase your damage, it does even more. So I'm sure you can understand why this would be like a complete menace to fight in PQs or in PvP. Like Special Cannon Beast, like top 5 ultimate attack in the game. It's actually god tier. My second preset, which is all about Beast, this preset is just about, hey, just go Beast as soon as I can. The Super Soul any taller and it would be unnatural actually gives me Super Armor as a limit burst. So what I like to do is I usually get enough key to go Beast, whether by fighting or using Burst Charge. Then I use the limit burst to, you know, pop Super Armor so I can go into, you know, Beast safely. And when I'm in Beast, having access to moves like Steel Mirage and Demon Flash Strike does so much goddamn damage. The Beast combo also does a ludicrous amount of damage, which is why the Super Soul is even more basic attack beneficial. You can see I have the max basic attack on my QQ Bang here as well. The stats are slightly different, but all that matters is that I have high basic attack because I just need to land the Beast combo. And the Super Soul gives me even more attack damage. The Transformation gives me even more attack damage. And all of the moves I have here combo with the Beast Kick. Demon Flash Strike combos, Burst Kamehameha combos, Steel Mirage combos, Super Kamehameha combos, and a Stamina Break, and Special Cannon Beast combos as well. And again, we already talked about Special Cannon Beast. That's just one of the best moves in the game. So, yeah. Now, this is more of a joking around preset, but honestly, the longer it takes for the enemy to beat me, the stronger I become, because, damn, I gotta go all out. It makes you take a very small amount of extra damage. You know, you take an M increased damage. But I think after a minute, you get, like, XXL in all damage types, and it's permanent. It's not, like, temporary. It's permanent to all damage types. And XXL movement speed. So you guys remember what I said about movement speed. The faster you move, the more range your character has, and the crazier they are, right? So really, on this preset, I probably should have something on like Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan Blue, but it's a reference to something else. If you guys know, then shout out in the comment section. If you know what this is a reference to, shout out in the comment section. But yeah, the move's Kaioken Assault, amazing move. Obviously, Kaioken Assault, when they buffed that move, it went from being an absolute joke to one of the most scary moves in the game to get hit by. Yeah, it does way more damage to you as the user for using it now, but the enemy loses a health bar, like guaranteed. If you have even somewhat decent strike super stats, you will take over a health bar from your enemy doing this move, and it's completely unvanishable. They will have to use an evasive for this. Burst Kamehameha, great again. Super Shot God Flash, best counter in the game. Spirit Sword is just a very convenient ultimate attack, and 100 times the Big Bang Kamehameha can actually one-shot, especially because of the Super Soul. So there's no reason to not just have that on. I need to have 100 times the Big Bang on one preset. It is the Dragon Ball Z like ultimate attack. It's one of the ultimate attacks of all time in Dragon Ball. All right. The Revenge preset. Now, this preset does seem very similar to the Beast one earlier, but the Revenge preset is very different. It kind of benefits entirely from me being on low health. However, I won't lie, the Super Soul is the same as the Beast one, because a lot of the, you get damage buffs, a low health Super Soul, kind of don't have the safety that this one has. This Super Soul has the safety net of the fact that there are no downsides to it. For one, the buffs are always active. You always do more damage in general, right? And then after a certain amount of time passes, you do even more damage. And then the Limit Burst is also super armor, so it's a really safe way to go into Beast. And Beast makes you take more damage, which actually benefits the Super Soul a lot, because all of these moves do more damage on your low health. Variant Drive is a god's tier combo skill. Right Javelin is a borderline one-shot. Reverse Shot is a really good pressure move, as well as a really good combo finishing move as well. They all just do a ton of damage at low health. Gigantic Roar can one-shot very easily, and Spectrum Cannon Beast one-shots as well. The evasive here actually matters this time though, Brutal Buster, because when you're at low health, Brutal Buster can break an enemy's guard. This is really good if you catch your enemy in an animation that they can't escape out of. For example, they're hitting you with an ultimate attack as you get your stamina back, or as your stamina gets ready to Brutal Buster them away. You know, all that stuff. If you catch your enemy lacking and you hit them with Brutal Buster, you basically win the fight. And having moves like Gigantic Roar, which are kind of impossible to limit burst through, and Spectrum Cannon are also kind of impossible to limit burst through, make it really easy to just finish someone off after you land that Brutal Buster. The Super Saiyan God preset. Now this set is actually, you don't fight in Super Saiyan God for the most part. You save Super Saiyan God for the very end, because the Super Soul, I never could have gotten in here on my own, actually only activates when you go Super Saiyan God. When you go Super Saiyan God, you get one of the highest basic attack buffs in the game, if not the highest basic attack buff in the game. I'm pretty sure it gives you auto key recovery as well. Not that you would need it as Super Saiyan God, but you know, it's good that it's there. And then also, it stops your enemy stamina for recovering for I think 15 seconds. And 15 seconds, I don't need to say this. 15 seconds is like an eternity in Xenoverse 2. I won't lie, Xenoverse 2 can be kind of fast-paced, especially when you're fighting like people who are going all out. So 15 seconds actually does feel like ages for people to not be getting their stamina back. That's actually completely absurd. So what you want to do, have the highest basic attack possible as usual. Again, I'm a male Saiyan. I'm going to do my best to have the highest basic attack with as many builds as I can get. But with this one especially, you want to do it. So I have moves like Raccoon Kick on and Final Pose, so that way my evasive and one of my super attacks is actually increasing my damage even further. So by the time I go Super Saiyan God, let's say the enemy only has 2 bars of stamina left. Go Super Saiyan God, that's 15 seconds of them being stuck with 2 bars of stamina, and if they vanish, 15 seconds of them being stuck with no bars of stamina. Even if you combo them to hell and back, the stamina will not recover at all, so long as the Super Soul's, effective duration is still up. Not to mention, you are doing even more damage. So if the enemy wants to, they can limit burst in that situation. Who cares? They still have literally 0 stamina. So this is probably one of my better presets by far. I even put moves like Ki Blast Cannon on there because I can hit you with a really high damaging combo and then stun you with Ki Blast Cannon to keep you there for even longer. And it's probably the first real try-hard preset here. I think it's my first real try-hard preset. This is a deadly preset. And the Evolution Blue preset, something deadly is about to happen. Now, something deadly is about to happen is probably maybe top 10 Super Souls in the game. This Super Soul is just amazing. All you have to do is let your enemy get higher than 80% ki, and the second they do that, you get insane stamina recovery and good health recovery. So obviously, what you want to do is combine this with Evolution Blue. Evolution Blue is great. Evolution Blue is the new best transformation in the game, period. So go Evolution Blue. Let the enemy hit 80% ki, which is really easy to do because, people are going to have tons of ki or save their ki for exact moments because everyone's spamming like a cancel, so they're never actually using their ki. So certainly if you're fighting like a ki blast spammer, that Super Soul might not activate, but the good thing is that people gain ki when they get hit in this game. If you beat someone's like butt crazy, you'll just push their ki to the limit and you'll turn on the Super Soul yourself. And if you're fighting people who charge up at the start of matches, even better, you'll have the Super Soul up the entire match, which is great. If people are going for big, strong ultimates, like Special Move Cannon Beast, they'll want to have high ki for the moment, and you'll just have the Super Soul defending you the entire time. It's great. So combine this with Evolution Blue to have even more absurd stamina recovery and health regen while having the highest defense buff in the game. I combine this with Do or Die as well the super attack do or die, because do or die increases your basic, I think your basic attack defense only, but basic attack defense, when you have all of this going for you, is great. So basic attack defense only gets increased from do or die, and it also has a knockback wave, so it's a really good move to just use, in case you're like, oh crap, my combo missed. I need to push the enemy off with me right now. That's when you use stuff like this. It's just great. And that is it for my presets. I do have one last preset, but I'm saving this one for an absolutely evil build that I want to commit to at some point. I haven't got to it yet because, again, making evil builds in Xenoverse 2 that aren't just the generic meta tryhard stuff is pretty challenging. You do see people use stuff like something deadly is about to happen, but you never see them combine it with like do or die as well, which, you know, sucks. You don't see them use it with a QQ bang that increases your health even further, makes your stamina even higher, so that way they can really get all the benefits out of it. I barely see anyone use this Super Soul, despite how god tier this Super Soul is. Literally, the moment your enemy has 2 bars of stamina, the effect duration is so long, you can hold them down their entire limit burst. Even if they have a prevents death Super Soul, like where they go on 1 HP at the very end, you can still, the effect lasts so long as you don't stamina break the person, you'll benefit from it. And it's really easy to just not stamina break someone. That's why I say activate it at 2 bars of stamina, or maybe 3, right? Because if your enemy tries to get to 0 bars stamina, they'll just try and run out their own stamina bar on their own. So make sure you activate it before they get to 0, but this is super strong. You don't see anyone use the revenge. And again, Saiyans get more damage at low health. I'm so shocked that we don't see more revenge builds in this game. It's actually kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm saving this for an absolutely devilish build. I don't want to just do something that's super meta. As you can see, I only really have like a few presets that have like meta on it, like Super Shot God Flash, and this entire preset is just, you know, you die now. This preset is also pretty bad too. So I'm going to save this one for something I think that would be absolutely divine. And I think that's a great place to end the video. That is how my builds have changed in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I have updated them slightly before at the time of the recording of this video because I wanted to make this video for a while. But I think now this is the best time, especially since we're in 2025. Xenoverse 2 is going to change with the Daima pack and the 2 other DLC packs. They'll push the game all the way to level 99 or level 199. So I'll update this obviously when we get to level 199. But for now, this is the video. Again, I do hope you fellas enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to greatly support the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.